What's going on, guys? Today we're going to try to bring the Prelude to the track. The last video we did on this thing, she laid down 1,041 wheel horsepower on the dyno, so I'm really excited to see what it can do at the track. Now the track doesn't open until this afternoon, and there's still a couple things I want to do to this before we bring it down there. Right now I'm getting ready to go get an alignment on it. The alignment shop is just down the road. We have one just a couple miles away, and I'm actually just going to drive this thing straight to the shop. We're not even going to put it on the trailer, just fire it up and go down the street. When we were in Florida, I actually drove this a good 20 minutes both ways to go get food when we were hanging out with Cletus and stuff. So I know this thing can go down the road without overheating or anything like that. And I'm just going to leave it on the slicks and skinnies. I'll have them align it just how it is, and then we'll bring it back. I want to try to get the fenders and hood. Actually, we don't have a hood. Scratch that. I want to try to at least get the fenders and front bumper back on it and go from there. Right now, I'm just waiting on Emilio to get over here so he can follow me in his car, because I am going to have to drop it off for a little bit while they get the alignment done. We'll come here and hang out, get all our tools and everything prepared, and then from there, we'll go pick it back up and head over to the track.
Strapping in. Hey, just hold on to these, bro. Holy crap.
Well, guys, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to bring the Prelude to the track today due to bad weather. They shut the track down, and yeah, there was a high possibility it was going to rain and stuff. So we're just going to have to try again next week. Hopefully the weather is better, and we're just going to hold off on doing the alignment and stuff until then. So it does kind of suck, but is what it is, guys. And to be honest, we weren't really quite ready to bring this to the track anyways. I do want to go over a few more things. There's some stuff I want to get off the car. This thing still has like the factory heat shield under it, and I want to go through and double check all the bolts and everything like that. So I'm kind of glad because we didn't have to rush it because we were already starting to run late. But yeah, we are going to have to try again next week, guys. So unfortunately, the Prelude is not going to be racing just yet. But I figured we would take the time and finally start getting the bottom end together for the MR2. So I already went ahead and got all of the top rings gapped. Those are right here. I got them labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all done and ready to be put onto the pistons. And right now we're getting ready to gap the second ring. As you can see, we have them all pushed down in there, and we're gonna start measuring our ring gaps for those and get them ground down as we need. And on Emilio's motor, we went 22 thousandths and 24 thousandths. We went 22 on the top and then 24 thousandths on the bottom on Hondru. And his motor is running perfect, no smoke, runs great. But we're actually gonna do this one just a little bit different. We have Tom over here with us, and he's saying that we should do the top ring tighter than or looser than the bottom ring, correct? Yep. And then, I don't know if you guys know Tom or not, but he's an OG and he knows his stuff, obviously the guy with the jet boat. But you know, his theory is that the top of the piston gets hotter and that top ring is gonna see more heat, correct? Yep. So correct. In theory, yeah, the top ring should be expanding more than the bottom one. So he's saying we should try going tighter with the top ring, or looser with the top ring. I keep mixing that up. So that's what we're gonna try to do. So we're gonna have these at 22 thousandths. That's what I went on those guys, and we're actually gonna go 20 thousandths on the second ring and try that out. So
jet boat runs.
Yeah, jet boat runs. It runs really good. I also mentioned in the last video that one of the pins I got back was the wrong size. It was a little bit longer than the others, and it was the same type of pin as the others. It was just a little longer, but it had the same wall thickness, same material. It was also made by CP. And what we ended up doing, as you can see right here, we have 4 pins that are all now equal lengths. Tom was actually out and about yesterday, and he took the one that was too long with him and then one of my other ones. And the same guy that did this block, the machinist that did all the stuff to this block, he took it over to him. He had a lathe, and we just turned the pin down to the correct size, and you can't even tell the difference between that longer pin and the other 3. So we're ready to go with those guys. We'll be able to put the pistons on the rods and go from there. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. I need to go ahead and get this motor together for the MR2. We're gonna go ahead and gap these rings to 20 thousandths, and then we can start putting everything onto our pistons, and then get our pistons on the rods, or whatever order we decide to do it. Get them in there, and she'll be ready to go. On the money.
It's good shit.
20,000.
Good stuff right there.
And Tom said we should also take a file to the edges just lightly so they don't leave any scores.
Yeah, you get when you file the rings, your ring filer, because you're going one way, will always have like a little burr down here. You can actually feel it with your fingernail.
Yeah,
you'll see it.
we did that on his too.
And then you'll see it. So just this way, this way, this way, and then just touch the edge a little bit.
Yeah, that's how we did ours.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that in his video or not, but yeah, they'll leave a tiny little burr. So just want to make sure you take all the burrs off so you don't leave any lines on the cylinder walls. All right, we got all the pistons connected to the rods. We got our little snap rings in place, and we also used a flathead just to spin those so the ends of them aren't in this little groove right here. We already went ahead and got our rings on there. Everything's all ready to go. So now we're gonna go ahead and drop these guys into the block. We're just gonna clean out the cylinders, put some oil down there, then we'll get our piston ring compressor right here, put it on there. You guys know the drill, tap them in there, and then one more thing we need to check before we tighten everything up is the rod bearing clearances. I have not done that yet, but I do want to double check. So once we get those dropped in there, before we fully lube everything up, we're going to take some more plastic gauge right here and just double check the clearances, make sure everything is good there. Then once that checks out, we'll pull them back apart, grease everything up, and tighten it all down. And then the pistons and rods will be in the block. So we just got the #1 rod and piston pushed into the #1 cylinder, and we put our rod bearing on the rod right here, and then we pushed it up to the crank and got our little piece of plastic gauge right here. And this is the rod cap that goes to this rod. Got our bearing in here, gonna squish it down on there and just double check the clearances, just make sure everything's in spec, and then we'll be good to go. We're also gonna do this on the other 3, but we'll just show you guys the first one real quick, and then we'll just continue to put it together as we go, just like how we did Honda's motor. Right between 1.5 and 2. So she's good. I know in that last video about Honda I said that these were 20 thousandths, but you guys corrected me that, you know, this is 1 thousandths, 1.5 thousandths, 2 thousandths, 3 thousandths. I was wrong, but you guys get the idea.
It's always so quiet when we're building motors. It's like I'm just concentrating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's ready.
She's ready to gap.
Oh yeah. She got suction. Well, we got the rods and pistons in, and we still have to do quite a bit. We still have to obviously get the oil pump on and the timing chain, everything else. We were gonna try to do more, but we can't do much else tonight because I need to get the copper O-rings that go right here. Just realized we don't have those guys. We have this block machine right here to take those copper O-rings, which squish into the head gasket, just like Honru once again. But we don't have the copper wire here with us, so we're gonna have to pick that up before we can put the head on, and we're also missing a head gasket. But you know, we got the rods and pistons in there, and so now it's pretty much just bolting it all together. We don't have to worry about measuring nothing anymore. But it's all greased up, and the pistons are looking nice and shiny in there. So now it's just a matter of getting everything else bolted onto this motor, and she'll be ready. I mean, you guys know once we get this far, it's really not much work from here. And then once we get the motor completely assembled, we can go ahead and start putting the sequential transmission together. I have everything to do that. I'm actually probably gonna have Todd help me. That's Sean's brother, if you guys remember twin turbo Todd. He had that orange CRX. He still has that CRX. But yeah, I think he might be helping me out with the tranny. We'll see what's going on with that. But yeah, we got the bottom end pretty much all together tonight. So I know a lot of you guys probably wanted to see the Prelude go down the track, and I did as well. I was really planning on having a full video of a track day for the Prelude, but unfortunately it got rained out. So I'm just gonna have to bring the Prelude back next week, and at least we got the bottom end together today. So that's one less step on the MR2. So let's keep going from there. Well guys, that is going to be it for tonight, but we got the bottom end together for the MR2. So more to come on that. And then I think you said Roman's gonna be here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, he called me today and he said he's gonna swing by tomorrow, so we'll be playing with that a little bit.
Yeah, I need to go get the argon filled still. I did get it in my truck. It's not over there anymore, so I'm gonna get some argon so we can weld Roman's up pipe for the Grinch, and Pedro's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be here
to get some more work done. We haven't seen Pedro in a while.
So it'll be a party tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff to do tomorrow. So once again, apologize that today's video wasn't as exciting, but you know, at least we got some stuff done either way. But yeah, just wait till next week, guys, and we'll get the Prelude to the track. And guess that's about it for this video. So we'll see you guys in the next one.